Hi everyone. So I have a new product for you to take part in. This one is called Zelda merch. Zelda, like the video game. So it's a little bit about Zelda merch. So they are the first store that is dedicated to the Legend of Zelda merch, and it stands out. At Zelda Merchandise, they specialize in delivering one-of-a-kind, high-quality Legend of Zelda merchandise that you won't find anywhere else. So whether you're a devoted fan of Zelda, or you collect unique items, or you're just searching for the perfect gift for someone, I could think of someone myself who I could gift this for. Their exclusive products are designed to celebrate your love for the series. So they pride themselves in offering a diverse range of premium items. So you can get stylish apparel or stunning accessories to captivating home decor and collectibles. So what sets them apart is their dedication to bringing you rare and distinctive creations inspired by the iconic world of Zelda. So from exclusive designs featuring your favorite characters and symbols to custom crafted treasures, you won't find this anywhere else. Everything in their store is made to amaze. So these are different things that you can find. If you're interested, you can get exclusive designs inspired by Zelda's legendary world, premium craftsmanship at the best prices, unique creative products that elevate your fandom. So they have weekly bestsellers. They have different rings that you can partake in. They also have Bluetooth controllers or Joy-Con chargers, Nintendo Switch carry cases, Zelda games, of course, and they have Switch card holders, different controllers that are obviously Zelda inspired, or you can go for the more merchandise type stuff. They have wallets, music boxes, phone cases, mouse pads, keycaps, purses, plushies, watches, mugs. I think I know what I'm going to be doing. I think I know what I'm going to be getting. A special person in my life who loves Zelda. They have mugs, alarm clocks, backpacks. They also have different jewelries, necklaces, keychains, earrings. I mentioned the rings already, or even just other fun stuff like puzzles, paintings, rugs, blankets, even bedding. They also have stickers if you want to go that route, or wall art, posters. You can also get things for someone's birthday, birthday themed Zelda, figures, lamps, Lego. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So if you want to partake in that as well as support the podcast, you can go to zelda-merchandise.com/reality2. So that again is zelda-merchandise.com/reality2 to partake in that. There is also a coupon code that will also be reality2 that you can also use at checkout as well to support not only Zelda merchandise, but as well as the podcast. This episode is ad-free on the Patreon. So if you want to partake in that, you can head on over to patreon.com/realityt2. Patreon going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers, only Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad-free. You also get AMAs once a month, or Learn About Me episode once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore. We're currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed where there will be the first episode of every season released there. So you can try that before head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man of 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt ×2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt ×2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. Welcome to Reality Tea ×2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash TV, or reality trash TV, we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we are going to be, we're going to be talking Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I do know what's been going on. I do want to talk about that in the beginning of the episode. Before we kind of get into this, I'll kind of put warnings at the top of every episode moving forward so that people are aware. We are going to be talking about Taylor freaking Paul. She is a huge part of this season. I've already started taking notes for this. I landed on episode 8 prior to hearing all of this, so I'm not going to stop now. I'm just going to keep going. And then what my plan is to reassess what will happen if a new season does come for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and whether or not that does include Taylor Frankie Paul, we do not know. But I do kind of want to talk about what's been going on, and kind of, how, we'll go about this. So, in case you do not know, and you have been unaware of what's been going on, a new video released shows that Taylor Frankie Paul was attacking her ex-boyfriend Dakota in front of her daughter 3 years ago, which I'm going to guess this was around the time where season 1 started, but I'm not sure about that timeline, but that's just what I'm thinking. Shortly after the video was published, a Disney spokesperson confirmed that the network had pulled Taylor's season of The Bachelorette, which was set to premiere on Sunday. So we'll talk about what I'm going to be doing once Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is over, and kind of what we'll be kind of doing with the next focused television show. So we'll get into that. So in light of the newly released video just surfaced today, we have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time, and our focus is on supporting the family, a Disney Entertainment Television spokesperson said. The video published by TMZ appeared to be recorded by Dakota and shows Taylor pushing and kicking him as he repeatedly asks her to stop saying, "Let me go." I watched the video, y'all. It's not good. The recording, which does not capture what led up to the moment in which the video began, reportedly portrays an incident in which Taylor was arrested in 2023. So this is, I'm assuming, what we know happened. We know this happened back in 2023 because we saw it in season 1. We just didn't see the video. Dakota, through his attorney, filed for a protective order against her, but the filing was sent back because it was incomplete, and an amended petition was requested. Salt Lake County District Court records show. We'll see how this article goes, but I do have an update on that. Taylor was charged with assault, criminal mischief, and domestic violence in the presence of a child for the 2023 incident. Court records indicate that Taylor pleaded guilty in abeyance to an aggravated assault charge in August 2025, and the other 4 charges were dismissed with prejudice. "I will have my truth," Taylor said in a phone interview with NBC News after the video released. NBC News has not independently verified the TMZ video or viewed the original full video. Police body cam video of Paul's arrest in that case was played on the first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, a Hulu reality series, as we know, that follows a group of Utah-based Mormon moms who popularize the online subculture known as Mom Talk. There are no current public allegations against Dakota, but a spokesperson for Taylor said she's gaining strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. There are too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex-partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. Taylor has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming, but she is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. In the video of the incident, Taylor is also seen throwing 3 bar stools at Dakota. Shortly after the stool is thrown, her daughter, who was nearby on the sofa during the fight, can be heard crying. "This is called physical abuse," Dakota said in the video. When Taylor begins hurling the stools at Dakota, he can be heard saying, "Your daughter is right here." The video is mentioned in the 2023 indictment against Taylor, which notes that Dakota had, quote, redness and swelling around his eyes, swelling on his elbow, scratches on his fingers, and a laceration on his neck from the incident. The indictment also notes that in the video, Taylor's daughter is struck in the head while she was lying on the couch. That's pretty fucked up. Taylor, that's really fucked up. A spokesperson for Taylor told NBC News on Thursday, after TMZ released the video, that the recording is the latest installment of Dakota's never-ending, desperate, attention-seeking, destructive campaign to harm Taylor without any regard for the consequences for their child. Releasing an old video which conveniently omits context on their son's birthday is a reprehensible attempt to distract from his own behavior. Thankfully, the public has seen this act before and knows who he is, and sadly, many will recognize this pattern of manipulation, both in his actions on the show and from their own experiences. Dakota did not immediately respond to multiple requests for comment about the video. ABC and Hulu also did not immediately respond to requests for comment on the video. In March 2023, mental health assessment filed in Taylor's case, she explained that the altercation occurred after a girls' night she had at a friend's house where she drank from vodka. However, she does not recall exactly how much. She explained that she asked Dakota to pick her up after she started thinking about how she ruined her family after her divorce. The assessment says Taylor said her feelings only got worse in the case when she reflected on a recent ectopic pregnancy, which reportedly happened a few days before the incident took place. If we remember, she, I believe, was pregnant, but she had lost the baby. I think we knew that then. I believe we didn't know that in season 1. In the assessment, Taylor said she did not recall much after the pair arrived home, but she did read the incident report that informed her that she grabbed 3 bar stools and threw them in her boyfriend's direction. Both of the children were sleeping. Her son was upstairs in his room, and her daughter was asleep on the couch downstairs where the incident occurred. Taylor reported that her daughter woke up after or during the altercation, and she reported that she checked to make sure her daughter was okay. The assessment added that Taylor said she found no signs that her daughter had been struck with anything. The criminal indictment, however, says that Taylor's daughter was struck in the head with a metal chair and was heard crying after being hit with a stool in a video of the incident. During a follow-up video, the indictment says an officer was informed that Taylor's daughter had a goose egg on her head, which was painful. An affidavit of probable cause in the case notes that when officers arrived at the house, one officer saw Paul lunge at Dakota and push and hit him. The mental health assessment recommended that Taylor attend a parenting class to learn to manage stress and anxiety around her children, and that she would benefit from a Prime for Life class to get some information/education about alcohol and its side effects and consequences, which would explain why she was not allowed to drink alcohol. while she was on probation, which is usually what happens, but it was emphasized. The assessment also notes that at the time, Taylor saw a therapist regularly and that the counselor stated she is an intermediate problem drinker. It also notes that Taylor has borderline anxiety and a mild level of depression. The case docket shows that Taylor completed the 2 recommended courses. This is one of many videos that we have seen that led us to choose to pause filming. As he realized, the Mormon Wives cast member told NBC News by phone on Thursday. The video comes just days after reports of a separate domestic violence incident involving both Dakota and Taylor. I don't know when that happened. The 3 sources who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the matter told NBC News there is an ongoing investigation involving the on-again, off-again couple. The sources declined to provide further details about the investigation on the record. The West Jordan Police Department in Utah confirmed to NBC News that the department received a domestic violence allegation via phone call involving Taylor, but declined to give details about the allegation or any potential charges. It also did not know the exact date or time of the reported incident. So yeah, this is a lot here with this particular one, so I'm not going to go, but that's just like the gist of it. So in terms of the protection order that Dakota was attempting to receive, there is something else that has happened though, pretty recently. So Dakota has been granted temporary custody of his son, whom he shares with Taylor, amid the ongoing domestic assault investigation into the 2. Per the terms of the protective order, which Dakota filed against Taylor on March 19th, so yesterday as I record this, Dakota will have temporary custody of Ever. People has learned that Ever remains with Dakota as of the news that the protective order is granting. A hearing is set for April 7th, at which point Paul will be allowed to tell her side of the story to the court. No parent time is allowed until the scheduled hearing. God, that gotta be rough. People has reached out to representatives for Paul and Dakota, for Taylor and Dakota, for their comment, but has not heard back. So yeah, that's basically what's happening there. And I can imagine that's really tough when she seems to have to Ever the most, and now she doesn't until April 7th. That's a really long time. But here's what I'm gonna say on this moving forward. I do find it interesting, his timing of when he releases this video. There is no doubt she should never have assaulted him. It is the worst part for me is her throwing chairs at him with her daughter right there, or her child right there, her children in the home. That's the part that's really messed up here. And I think that's where Taylor went horribly, horribly wrong in her decision making, if she was capable of making her decisions at that time. But that part for me is the worst. But I do have to, at the end of the day, she went through the justice system for this 3 years ago. Why is it now this is coming up? It seems coincidental that he is doing this on the heels of her season being aired on Bachelorette. That's the part that seems very interesting to me. I think as well, seeing how this season kind of plays out, because again, I'm only on episode 8, seeing how this season has kind of played out for Taylor and Dakota, like, I don't understand what more people need to tell the both of them to stop. Like, I question Dakota's motives. I do. I really do. I'm not saying what happened to him was right. It should never have happened. She should never have done it. It doesn't matter how mad you are. You kick him out and you take a breather. I don't care. That's not okay. However, what's your motives to release this 3 years later, on the literal heels of Bachelorette airing. Why? Um, so yeah, that part for me is a little weird. I do wanna know what happened, um, prior, because that's exactly the thing. Videos being taken, we know I don't wanna talk about Dr. Phil because but it's true that videos that we see from a person's one person's point of view is going to favor that person. So I'm curious, Dakota, what did you do? Did you do anything at all? Maybe you didn't. But what happened to lead up to this? That's what I want to know. And for whatever reason, she's unable to talk about it. But I think he knows what he's doing because I think he knew she could not talk about it because they did it. They never talked about it on air. Um, so it makes me wonder, like, what's your motive for this? Knowing she can't say her side of things because she's probably ordered not to, court ordered not to. So that being said, though, again, like I've said, Bachelorette is taking a back seat. Obviously, it's not being aired. It's been canceled. I'm not sure if it's going to air. I have no clue. Um, as I was kind of saying to Ava about this, because we've been kind of talking about this back and forth, I feel like this season, the money that has gone into this season for Bachelorette, the hanging their hat on Taylor Frankie Paul because of the money that gets racked in for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives for Hulu. And I think that, them really hanging their hat on that to give Bachelorette this boost that it needs, and really the Bachelor franchise in a whole, it needs this boost. And I think the money that they've put in to this to this season, the I don't know, from my understanding, they filmed this in Utah. I can't remember. So there's also that part of it. They had to get a different house and all this and all whatever, the traveling that they do. A lot of money has gone into this season. I'm sure, like any other season. But the difference with this season is they were really hanging their hat on this, giving the show the boost that it needed. So I can only imagine this is potentially going to ruin Bachelor franchise as well, or at least put a huge strain on the Bachelor franchise, because of this. So it's going to be really interesting to see kind of what happens, not only with Secret Lives and Mormon Wives, because it wasn't kind of said very clearly here. Filming has halted because of this. Um, So we're gonna see kind of what's gonna happen with that because they're filming season 5, I believe. Um, so we're gonna, I guess, kind of see um what's to happen with that. Um, so yeah, like I don't know what's really gonna happen here. Um, with the show itself, and then where Bachelor Nation kind of goes from here. Like I don't know, but what I will say, just, again, and I will say this, I will do warnings at the beginning of each episode just so people know we're continuing on with this season. But, I do want to take into account that this is a triggering situation for people. Um, so yeah, I do want to take caution of that. So if you need to skip Secret Lives of Murder Wise, I understand that. Um, I'll try to sprinkle in other things in there, so we're not just doing Secret Lives and Mormon Wives, um, all the time. But again, most of my roster right now is Secret Lives and Mormon Wives, so I'll do my best to kind of sprinkle some other stuff in there. Um, Age of Attraction is out right now, so let's maybe try to sprinkle in some of that right now, so it makes it a little easier. Um, but that's what I'm gonna get to. If I do get a chance to sprinkle in some major attraction into this so that, it's not all Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because it is very Taylor heavy this season, as it is every season. If I can sprinkle in some age of attraction, whether it's we do 2 and 2 or 1 and 1 or whatever it is, or we might do 2 days of it and then we'll take a break or whatever it is, because I need time to obviously do notes and record and with my schedule. So we'll see how it goes. But um yeah, so we'll see kind of how it goes. But if I am unable to get to age of attraction on top of this right now, because I still have to finish Secret Lives of Mormon Wives as well, um, age of attraction will be the focus once we're done here. If not, I will make B90 the focus, because I've been out of the loop with B90. I was already planning to do some sprinkling of B90 into things. Unfortunately, things have changed with the schedule. So we'll see how this goes. But for now, we're going to be doing this. So again, if you need to skip the show for now, I totally get it. Don't leave forever. Come back. But we're probably going to be with this for, I would say, a week to 2 weeks, depending on how we do things. So we'll see. But enough of the heavy, as Renee from Twilight would say. Let's kind of get into this, y'all, while I pull up my notes. Okay. So episode 1. So Taylor is moving to Salt Lake City, and Chase is here to help her. So if you remember from last season, at the end of the episode, we saw Chase and her on a date. So that's what we saw. Since the apology, their friendship has gotten better. It's been a year since her and Dakota broke up. If only it stayed that way. And she wants a fresh start away from her current home, because she did share this home with Dakota as well. And things are not good between them in terms of co-parenting. So Chase would definitely date Taylor if, the opportunity presented itself. But she, on the other hand, is like, nah, it's not going to happen. Michaela, after her baby, she had a flare-up with her skin, which is really sad. I mean, your hormones go through it, right? It's unfortunate. And she's still going through the intimacy issues with Jace. But we're also with Macy. Her book is coming out soon. I'm assuming it already is out. And they are both doing a sip and see for them, for the babies, and for Jen as well, to meet the new babies. So they call Jen, and Dancing with the Stars hasn't even happened yet, y'all. This is how far back we are. Zach officially has stopped med school to support Jen and help the kids. That's interesting. Fun. And with this season, Zach is definitely going to make himself look like he's the good guy in all of this, but don't you worry. He's going to come back. He's going to come back. The Zach we now know and hate will come back. He will. Okay. We are with Jessi, and she says that things are a bit better when it comes to her and Jordan for now. But then we start talking about dad talk, because apparently we're trying to make dad talk happen. Like, seriously, stop trying to make dad talk happen. I'm not here for dad talk. I don't give a fuck about dad talk. I came here for mom talk for the girls. Like, that's what I'm here for. I don't give a Anyways, dad talk. As we know from the reunion, they got the invite to Vanderpump Villa, and he does not plan on doing anything inappropriate like the ladies did. However, Jessi does need to stress, technically, what I did happened post-Villa. I didn't do anything wrong with Villa. That was to me. We got Miranda and Layla. Miranda is dating again. She's getting herself back out there. Good for her. And she started a fitness program. And Layla is with Mason. As we know, they're official now, or whatever. But Layla brings out that Taylor went on a date with Chase. Layla, you are a shit disturber. You really are. However, she's going to find out eventually. It's better she finds out. Honestly, I think Taylor should have told her. Or Chase should have told her. One of the two of them should have told her. Because eventually it's going to come out anyway, so what are you hiding? Miranda knew that they actually went out to lunch or whatever, but didn't know it was actually considered a date. So that part she didn't know. Miranda would not be happy, I think, fairly enough, if they actually did start dating, because it's going to bring truth to what she feared, that Chase did have feelings for Taylor and that he took things far or too far with the whole swinging situation when it came to Taylor. All of that's going to come to the surface. And that's not an easy situation, right? And what made me really sad here, she actually gets very emotional, starts crying, um, because she's like this lying and saying the full truth, like just say the truth, But maybe Miranda, you need to talk to Taylor about this. Maybe so. We'll squash this in 2-2. It's not going to be a big deal. Now it's sip and see time. Hopefully there's not going to be any drama, y'all. Except Miranda's here and she's on a mission. So, Demi and Brett are also here. Yay. Yay. Okay. Jen is a little unhappy to see her here because she doesn't trust Demi, and I think that's fair. And Zach is also not happy either that they are here. But now it's time that the men are going to experience giving birth. That was fun. It's always fun to see men in pain. Jace is handling it quite well, actually. But then Miranda comes over to Taylor, and here we go with the drama, y'all. Or is it really going to be drama? It's not going to be drama. And Miranda brings up the date with Chase, and she says, there's nothing there. Like, don't worry about it. Like, really, truly, there's nothing there. I get why you're triggered, but I would never do that to you. And I believe her. I don't think she would do that to her. I don't like Chase ain't it. You know what I mean? Then we release butterflies. It symbolizes new beginnings. That didn't work. And then we're like, can I go first? It's Jordan. Like, Jordan, can I go first? Sure. Even though this has nothing to do with you, you didn't have a baby for who you're sipping and seeing. He's like, listen, y'all, order in the court. I got an announcement. We, meaning Dad Talk, are going to Vanderpump Villa. Sir, 'tis the season, 'tis now, 'tis the time, right now, during a sippancy for babies. 'Tis the time to tell everybody you're going to the Vanderpump Villa. How you managed to make this about you is ridiculous. I hate Jordan. Dakota will definitely be there because, well, he's single anyway, so what difference does it make? Brett was not invited, so sorry about it. We know that shit has gone awry with Demi. We don't trust you, okay? Can we please release these damn butterflies now? They're just stuck in this box. They want to be free. We're here talking about freaking Vanderpump Villa and Dad Talk. Like, no one cares. Anyways. But the wives do not want their husbands to go to the villa because doy. Then, Dad Talk is getting fitted for custom suits for the villa. Why? Just go in whatever you have. It's the big freaking deal. Weirdos. Chase will be going because, again, he's single. And somehow he's a part of Dad Talk now. I don't know what. Anyways, whatever. But anyways, he's going to be going. I think Mason is also going to be going, even though he's really not a dad. And he's not. Is he a Dad Talk? Isn't the prerequisite to be a dad? Sorry. Like, I'm just saying. But he's going. Jordan is like, I don't have confidence in the relationship with Layla. Who the fuck asked you, Jordan? I don't have confidence in your relationship either. Neither do you. Who asked you? Oh my god. Here's another guy wanting to start some shit. Jacob is like, I don't know why Jordan is so eager to go to the villa. Like, what's up with that? Because he wants to. He's doing tit for tat here with Jessi. Even though, as she said, nothing happened in the villa. It was after. He's like, I don't want to go really because my baby is 6 weeks old. Like, maybe I should stay home. But Macy actually urged him to go. So he's going. Connor says he wants to go, but I don't want Mar-a-Lago. Love you, Connor. You're one of me. To get under your skin. So he's outie. I think he made the best decision. Jordan is only there to be with the guys. That's what he says. And sure, whatever. Anyways, Whitney and Connor have officially moved to LA in preparation for Dance with the Stars. And Jen and Zach are going to be moving into their house temporarily. However, the insanity of this is they're going to be bringing in 3 additional kids. This is going to be chaotic. And then they also have an assistant and only 1 kitchen. This is not going to be good. And then Zach pulls up with a U-Haul, and he actually had the nerve to say he's going to unpack the entire U-Haul and put it where, sir? You're here temporarily. You can leave your shit in the U-Haul. Like, grab some clothes and leave your shit in the U-Haul. But then we talk about the villa, and Connor will not be going. Zach wasn't going to either, but Jen said, it's okay, you can go. She's like, secretly? I just want the tea. That's kind of why I want him there. So that's, that's really it. Whitney is just not in a place where she can trust Connor going to a setting like that right now. I thought they kind of got past that. It seemed like maybe they did. Like she's able to have that trust back for him, in him with the whole Tinder situation. But I guess not. I don't know. Anyways, Jessi is over at Taylor's new house, and it is a mess. And the thing is that Taylor full out knows it's a mess because it reflects what's going on inside of her head. Honey, therapy, best friend. You know what I mean? Girl. So Jessi is here to organize. How is it Jessi's job? Taylor does have a crush on someone outside of Utah. Okay. She saw this guy singing on a live, and apparently he's cute. He's okay. But we'll be seeing maybe a little bit more of him in a little bit. We're at a going away party for the guys going to the villa. Why are we making this such a big deal? Whatever. Layla is not about this, partially because Chase did tell her about what Jordan was saying about Mason shooting his shot. He did technically say something around those lines. So she's not about this. Now, Layla hates Jordan, if she didn't already. But Jessi and Jordan are fighting. They apparently got into a fight the night before, and she stayed in a hotel. When your wife is going off into a hotel, that's pretty fucked. But when they go in, the women can sense the tension. Also, Michaela clocked her overnight bag. She knew that bag only gets used when you're out of your house for some time. So she clocked it. So she admits it, that she slept in a hotel the night before. And Layla is like, I get your love for him, but I fucking hate Jordan, because now we're going to make it about her. But as Miranda says, do you think he stays because of the lifestyle? Boom. Boom. Miranda hit that shit on the head. Seriously. It's true. It's exactly why he's there. She says, well, yeah, probably. And she just breaks down because obviously this is not a life anyone deserves to be going through. They need to be done. Then Layla tells Jordan, why do you keep talking shit, saying that Mason should hook up? And Jordan is like, did I say that? Like, he's freaking Urkel. Did I do that? Like, that's literally what he's doing. And it's like, sir, maybe stay the fuck out of people's business. Maybe the only relationship you need to be worrying about is your fucking own, because your relationship is in the shitter. So maybe stop worrying about what other people are doing. Mind your business. And what is it to you anyways if he's with her or not with her? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I hate him. Ugh. Chase is like, well, he says something like that. And he says, maybe I do this because you talk shit about me, so it's tit for tat, because the difference is Layla's going based off of facts, what we know, what we see. You're just going based off because you hate her. That's not factual. Anyway, Jessi is like, they all do. They all talk shit about you, sir. It's because of what I say to them. And then he says, I mean, all your exes said you cheated on them. What the fuck? Who said that? And when she says, who? I'll wait. He couldn't even say anything more. So Layla's like, okay, well, I'm going to go. And Jordan's like to Jessi, sorry for embarrassing you. So then why the fuck do you do it? This could have been all avoided. And she's like, yeah, but you do this all the fucking time. She hates him. So do I, girl. So do I. Then we see a fight between them with her saying, my family and my friends, they hate you because you suck. I have the last part. Yeah, so do mine. No one cares about your family, sir. You're the one that sucks. Anyways, everyone thinks you're a shit talker and a big mouth. True. So do they because they think you talk shit, sir. Shut the fuck up. My reaction is based on your actions. Exactly. Duh. And then here comes Dakota because we are on the way to the villa. And Jordan's like, we're going to find you a baddie. Ew, yeah. Ew. Then we see Taylor. Something is going on. And we see her kind of like driving somewhere. It's like, well, what's going on here? She's picking up mustache guy. Mustache guy, meaning the guy she saw on the live singing. She's picking him up at the airport. And his name is Ben. Here's what I say. Don't be bringing this guy into your home for whom you've only been talking to on freaking TikTok or whatever the hell you've been talking to him on. You know what I mean? Don't bring this random ass guy into your home. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, what the hell? I don't know, man. However, the only thing I will say that I enjoyed about this is my girl pulled up with her hair a mess, baggy ass t-shirt. You know she wasn't wearing a bra underneath, and sweatpants. Girlfriend, get it. Be comfy. You don't need to impress these men. Maybe we don't have to impress any man. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to impress a therapist. That sounds amazing. But anyways, that is it, y'all. That is it for this episode. It's it for episode 1. Like I said, I will do the warnings ahead of each episode moving forward, so people can, take space if they need to, or not listen to the episodes if they need to, or only want to listen to certain parts of the episode because you're interested in my thoughts on something else or whatever it is. I will be doing those warnings in the beginning of each episode so that everyone is respected here. But anyways, that is it for me. That is it for this episode. If you liked what you heard, bear with me because I have not done an outro for the podcast in quite some time. So bear with me here. So if you liked what you heard, you can go to any of your favorite podcast apps. You can follow, make sure you don't miss a single episode. And you can also rate the podcast at either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It'd be greatly appreciated. As a reminder, any 5-star ratings that are given to the podcast or any comments that are given to the podcast will be read on the podcast, which I have done in the past. If you want to connect with the podcast through social media, you can find me at Facebook and Instagram at realityt2. You can also find me at Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at realityt2pod. I believe you can email me at realityt2@hotmail.com, and you can have any inquiries, anything like that, any ideas, any shows or episodes you want me to cover. You can definitely do that over there. And I am going back to our old website, and that is at solo.to/realityt2. There you can get any of the links to anything that I didn't mention here, any of the socials, website, email, all of that. It's all there for you. And we also have a new thing there where you can help support the podcast as well. It's called a tip jar. And you could tip whatever your heart's desire if you want to support the podcast, but don't want to necessarily support the podcast in going to Patreon, for example, or any of the links in any of the advertisements. You can do it there. But since we're on the topic of Patreon, you can head on over to patreon.com/reality tea times two, where there you can get access to even more than what I do here. There are 3 different tiers where you can get these shows ad free, as well as our next tier up where you would get um, another reality show that's being covered. So, we have Jersey Shore that's been getting covered. That's still being covered currently at the time of recording of this outro, but the future is bright with what's to come in the future, which I will be discussing, or I have discussed. I don't even know. And then also our next tier is a true crime tier as well. So you can definitely head over for that. But that is basically it. I will also just quickly mention here too, if you're interested in a different take of a podcast that I'm a part of, we do things a little differently, you can head on over to Next Take Podcast, where I usually drop bonus episodes here on this feed, but there you get a lot more. And that podcast is making changes. We're growing, doing new things, but you can definitely head on over there if you want to just hear a little bit different than what I do over here. So you can find that podcast over at our website, solo.to/next take podcast. And there we'll have all the links to your desire that will link you to any of your favorite podcast apps or YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. Social medias, it's all over there. But of course, you can still find that podcast at any of your favorite podcast apps. But that is it for this episode. We'll see you next time with another episode. Bye, everybody.